New York Archive, and this is the coolest woman of the week.
Hi, I'm Sara Leeds.
For people who are just discovering you, who is Sara and who is she becoming?
Ooh, I love that question. I am the creator and host of Doorman Stories on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm becoming just a bigger, better, creative person. So hosting more, creating more community in New York, telling more New York stories. And that's a little bit about me.
I love that.
Yes.
What is your favorite shoe for a date night?
As I assume my answer will be with many of your questions, I have two responses.
Perfect. More is more here.
More is more. For date night, you want to go down? Okay.
You want freedom?
Here you go. So my perfect shoe for date night is a kitten heel. Lately, I've been wearing these. I got them in multiple colors. These like really strappy baby kitten heels in black and cream from this brand called Marcella, and I've been wearing them to death. But my other answer, regardless of the shoe, is I always bring a pair of literally $7 foldable ballet flats from Amazon. And I got them in every colorway. My favorite pair right now is like a black sequin pair because...
Okay, black sequin.
No, because they dress anything up.
Yeah.
They're so cute. But like, that means I can wear the most uncomfortable shoe in the world for the date. And then when I want to stroll afterwards, I'm a self-described flaneur, which is somebody whose like hobby and kind of lifestyle is walking. And so that's why I always need a little pair of like foldable, literally $7 Amazon ballet flats.
Okay, I love that. I didn't know that they were making them with sequins now. Now I might have to have them.
Please.
Is there a shoe or a fashion archival piece that lives rent-free in your brain?
I actually love this question because seriously, since like the first computer I ever had, my first access to Google, I've been looking up archive dresses. It's just like something I have an affinity for. But because I'm in my bridal era, I've been really looking at archive bridal images. So some of my favorites right now, I took two images for you to show you. So there is this Roberto Cavalli 2003 dress that I just think is a dream. And so I've been really loving her. And she is living rent-free in my brain.
Yeah, well, and now mine.
Yeah. Like,
that's absurd.
Beyond. And I just think everything about it, I'm like, I used to hate beaded. I love beaded. I used to think that kind of like the cups and boning around the breast would look tacky. I think it's gorgeous and like so high end. And then the other thing that I think a lot of people sleep on and they shouldn't is a lot of us look at, I would say, archival or even recent Met Gala photos for inspiration. I think the Cannes Film Festival arguably has better inspo. I look at a lot of old Cannes Film Festival red carpets, all the way to like, I've been looking at Elizabeth Taylor and Warren Beatty on the red carpet, and you know, all the way through really recent. I mean, Bella Hadid is so well dressed on that red carpet. So one of my favorite examples that I also took a screenshot of, something about this chainmail is almost a better version of the Paris Hilton 21st birthday dress. I'm really into rosettes and rose details lately, so even in a metal setting,
so beautiful.
So good. So these are examples of where I look for archive pieces.
What is a movie or show that you watch solely for the fashion?
I'm sure everybody's going to tell you Devil Wears Prada.
Oh my god, of course.
Specifically the montage scene and her in the fashion closet finding the Chanel boots. You know, those are big moments. Sex and the City, of course, but everybody's going to tell you that. There's some really great fashion in 90s New York movies. When Harry Met Sally. What's the one with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan? The bookstore. Yeah, You've Got Mail. I think the broader theme here is I love a makeover moment. So even Princess Bride, seeing it, it's always Anne Hathaway, I guess, is my favorite fashion inspo. Those are some of my favorites.
How did you come up with the idea for Doorman Stories?
There are a few, I would say, things happening in my life in parallel that led me to have this idea. Thing one is, right before I started Doorman Stories, I was working in an agency that did a lot of branded content, and they were some of the first people to get into kind of like the episodic content space. And now everybody does episodic content, but they were really early. And I had done my own, like pitched, sold in, cast, hosted, everything, produced a series with this company. And really quickly I realized that I would so much rather invest and have my own IP than kind of be working under a broader entity. So when that whole company folded, I really still carry this passion for having my own show or series with me. So that led me to reach out to a friend of a friend who was a videographer and an editor specifically for social. And I approached him with a bunch of ideas to host and start my own show. And the idea that I brought up to him at the end of our conversation, every other idea I had, he was basically, that idea won't work, and it was good. I love not having a yes man. I want someone to critique me and give me feedback, especially in the areas where I'm newer. So we're getting to the end of our conversation. I'm ready to wrap it up. I'm like, perfect, it was an educational coffee. This will go nowhere. And I go, well, I feel really close to my doorman, and I think they're a really interesting community. And light bulb, we were like, yes, that's the idea. We're going to go forward with that.
That's so awesome.
Also a really good reason to, I think, have a partner in early days of starting something on your own is I can get into analysis paralysis quickly. And he was like, how's Tuesday, 4 p.m., I have a camera, let's go. And so I think that urgency and that determination helped me quite literally traipse blocks of the Upper East Side, walking into residential buildings, a girl in a dream and a mic. That's all we had. And just ask doorman after doorman, can we ask you some questions? Got told no 45,000 times.
Sure.
One person said yes, and then it kind of grew from there.
It's a moment from any of your interviews ever stuck with you?
I mean, there's so many, seriously so many. And something that I love is somehow, and I guess this just means that every interview has meant a lot to me, I remember the name of, I would say 95% of the people we've interviewed, which is amazing. Or at the very least, if you tell me, oh, this building, I'll be able to tell you what the person looked like or what they told us or, whatever, have that visual cue. A couple of the interviews that stand out to me most, first and foremost, is a gentleman named Franco. He works near the UN. We actually met him outside of his building. And this sounds so cheesy, there's no other way to describe this. When you look at this man, you just start to cry because he's so nice.
Oh my God.
Truly, it's so weird. He just radiates kindness and is so genuinely sweet. I mean, truly, he lives with his family in Brooklyn and sincerely invited us over for Sunday sauce.
Oh my God, shut up.
You're looking at him and you're just thinking, oh my God, this is the nicest person on the planet. So that was really, really a meaningful moment. And I think another moment that really stood out for me was a gentleman named Raymundo, who actually retired, and we went to his retirement party.
Shut up.
Yes, so many kind of anecdotes from his interview stand out to me, but something in particular is that his daughter passed away, and he talked about how his residents really rallied around him when that happened and supported him and his family. And I just thought that was obviously devastating and tragic, but also emblematic of what doormen mean to New York and residents and the life here. And so those are a couple of things that really stand out.
What has been the coolest or most unexpected closet you've seen?
Also amazing question, since I started based off of Doorman Stories, now Closet Stories. So everything is a story. I'm a storyteller, if you will, which is so obnoxious because everyone calls themselves a storyteller.
You're a narrator.
I'm telling stories. Gather around. We're telling stories. I started Closet Stories, where I've been going into the closets of really fashionable New Yorkers. I've gotten to see some really incredible closets, but one that stands out in particular is my now friend, through doing this series, Chandler, who lives in, quite literally, Cindy Crawford's apartment from the 90s. Like, not the same building, the same unit. She has both an incredible personal wardrobe as well as a second floor of her unit that is a vintage archive. She has Bob Mackie, she has a Chanel closet, she has such an appreciation for fashion, an appreciation for New York, an incredible eye for sourcing clothing. So I just could not, I was like, I'm standing in the presence of greatness.
Yeah, we need her address. We need to know she leaves her windows open.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? At a certain point, you can't call someone an intruder when you're just trying to look at good fashion.
What if I'm a curator? What if I'm an anthropologist? I'm studying.
Right.
I'm doing my job.
It's just tax deductible at this point.
What, if anything, can you tell us about your upcoming bridal look?
Yes. As someone who historically was the anti-bride and anti-wedding culture, I've gotten looped in, wrapped in, I'm leaning in. So I went from obviously 0 looks to now 4 going on 5. I don't know.
Shut up.
I don't know. My dress, the main event, my dress, I'm thrilled about because it is a discontinued design and was a floor sample. So it is literally the last dress. They don't make it anymore, and I got it. The one I tried on in the store, in the salon, is the last one. So that was really cool, really special. And the woman who's altering it for me is Vera from Say Yes to the Dress.
Oh my God!
She left Kleinfeld, and where I bought mine, Bridal Reflections, she now works. So I'm so excited.
Oh my God.
Paloma Picasso's assistant's daughter is making my second look. Insane. I read The Chiffon Trenches, which is Andre Leon Talley's biography, a couple years ago, and he talks about like his friendship with Paloma, and I have just been infatuated with her since. So when I met Paloma, I said to her, I go, are you named after Paloma Picasso? She goes, am I? Let me tell you. And so I just adore that connection. She's so cool and so talented. So I'm really excited for my dress. there. And then my other friend Sophia, who runs, I think you know the farmer's daughter, obviously, has truly the most incredible collection of bohemian, antique looking clothing and dresses. I was in her showroom trying on pieces and I put on this outfit. She goes, so that's actually mine for my personal collection, but I will loan it to you for your wedding, which is so nice. So I get to wear one of her personal collection pieces also for my welcome party. So these are some fun little anecdotes about what's upcoming.
If your style was in New York City neighborhood, which would be?
Upper East Side. Yeah. I don't dress like a Park Avenue mom, and I don't dress like Stumble In. I'm somewhere in between. Honestly, this outfit is me to a T. It's casual, but has something extra. Like it's a tank, but it's metallic. It's an earring, but it's drama. It's a metallic sandal, but I could walk 12 miles in them. It's functional with a little twist, something on top. If you really know the Upper East Side, it is that way.
Yeah.
It's not all Chanel walking your poodle down Park Ave.
I would say it's mostly not.
It's
honestly.
really not.
Is there a place in the city you always find yourself coming back to?
I'm a diehard uptowner, whether that's Upper West or Upper East. Even when I was 22 and had just graduated college, you could not catch me on the Lower East Side or Murray Hill.
Yeah.
I was looking for apartments uptown. I've always been an above 14th Street girl.
What is one archive version of yourself that still lingers in the background of everything you do?
It's been so many years since this era of myself, but it's really stayed with me. And that's actually that I got my career started in management consulting, which is so off-brand for me and who I am now. I guess there are two versions of me that stay with me. There's that version, because not in like a sad way at all, but that version of myself was so desperate to not be that version of myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just hold that person near and dear to my heart, because as cheesy as it sounds, I know she'd be looking at me now saying, yes, you did. This, you know, what you wanted, what you waited for a really long time. And then also a much younger version of myself that quite literally did competitive improv and stage performing and dancing and singing and all these different things. That was such a favorite part of myself, but I also never really leaned into it because I had a lot of other insecurities when I was younger that kind of put a wall up. But I still keep that with me because if anything, that informs more of my creative endeavors now than any other part of me.
Yeah.
So those are two like little Saras that are on my shoulders.
Yeah, and you get to bring them to the surface in like a way that feels wholly and totally you.
100%.
What shoes would be your big three, sun, moon, and rising?
I don't even know what that means. I'm not even kidding. I know I'm a Gemini and that's it. At my core, I'm like a colorful Adidas Samba gazelle.
Love. Rising, how you present to other people, how they perceive you.
The same. Like, I look like I'm on the go, but I put some thought and effort into it. I'm not a schlub.
And then moon.
Actually barefoot. I'm so comfortable on barefoot.
Last question, where do you see yourself in a year other than married?
Oh God. Just continued success. I've just found myself really wishing for a specific version of success for myself in a year, and I found many opportunities. Find an eyelash or 11/11 or it's your birthday or whatever. I'm just making that same wish. So there's a specific version of success that I see for myself, and I'm looking forward to that in a year's time.
Well, I can't wait to see all the stories that you're telling in the next year. Thank you so much for being the coolest woman of the week.
Oh my gosh.
Go shop now.
Thanks. Bye.